Too spoopy. Mate, I think you've come to the wrong channel if you don't want spooky. So, what we're doing today is we are asking Logic to explain the lore of Fear and Hunger Termina. Now, because she's a bit funny, you had to ask her in a very specific way. And I spent a while trying to figure out how to get it to actually say, how to actually answer questions about Termina. It didn't want to for a long time. It kept saying, I don't know what Termina is. I don't know what Termina is. It's like, I found out if you ask, write a story using the beginning. The moon god Rare has started his festival of Termina, a 3-day orgy of violence and madness. 14 contestants have been summoned, and only one can survive. The trickster demon Pakeli was the host of the festival and appeared in the contestants' dreams to guide them. And then you do that, and then you can say, we can say, who was the first contestant? And Logic should be able to answer this. The first contestant was a young woman named Lyra. How long is this going to go? It keeps going. Okay, so Lyra won the first festival of Termina. Okay, so this is canon. Love to see women succeed. Slay Queen. Slay Queen. You know, how about we ask about the current festival, right? We'll ask about the characters that are in the game already. The main character is Caligura. Caligura's life was filled with crime and violence. He grew up in a rough neighborhood where he had to fight for survival. One day, he heard about the festival of Termina and was intrigued. He had heard that it was a brutal test of strength and endurance and was eager to prove himself. The trickster demon Pakeli appeared to Caligura in his dreams, inviting him to participate in the festival. Caligura accepted the invitation and was transported to Termina. So, you know, I feel like this is pretty accurate to what would happen when we get playable Caligura. How cool would it be if Caligura was like the only contestant that got explicitly invited to the festival and he sorted it out on purpose? Everyone else has sort of ended up there, but Caligura was like, hell no, I'm going because it sounds fun. Yeah, let's ask about Pav. The main character is Pav. How do you spell lieutenant? He was once a carefree young man, full of life and dreams of adventure. It was during one of his missions that Pav's life changed forever. He was sent to eliminate a rogue commander who threatened the stability of the Bremen army. But instead, he found himself face to face with a man who had once been his mentor and friend. The Kaiser had turned to the dark side. I did not see this coming. Okay. The Kaiser had turned to the dark side and now was a puppet of the demon Pakeli. On the final day of the festival, Pav found himself facing off against the Kaiser in a one-on-one battle to the death. In the end, Pav emerged victorious. He had avenged the victims of Kaiser's reign of terror and brought an end to the evil that had once threatened the world. That's absolutely beautiful. I think this is, when he survives the festival, this is what he's going to write in his autobiography. That he killed Kaiser in a head-to-head clash. How did Pav become a cat? That's a very important question. I apologize, but there is no mention of Pav becoming a cat boy in the story. The information provided does not include him transforming into a cat boy. Sorry guys, I'm afraid it's canon Pav isn't a cat boy. I'm sorry. How about Tanaka? Let's ask about Tanaka. Festival was held in the peace zone at the end of World War II. The main character is Tanaka, a Japanese salaryman who traveled to Prehevel. Tanaka was a successful Japanese salaryman working for a large corporation. Despite his success, he felt unfulfilled and yearned for something more exciting in life. The Festival of Termina may have been a violent and madness-filled event, but it changed Tanaka's life forever. He was no longer just a salaryman, but a survivor and a champion. What meeting was Tanaka going to in Prehevel? Tanaka was originally sent to Prehevel for a business meeting. The purpose of the meeting was not specified, but it was likely related to his job at the corporation he worked for. We will never know what the business meeting was for. Because even the AI is like, yeah, Tanaka's kind of boring, so... maybe he is literally just a boring man. I'm sorry guys, he might actually just be boring. Still waters run deep. He might be deeper than we all know. Ooh, interesting. He might be. You know what? I'm going to do this, right? We have to phrase it like this, right? Each chapter focuses on a specific contestant. Which contestant had the next chapter? So the next chapter focuses on August. So August is going to be the next playable character. It's confirmed, guys. It's confirmed. Stop generating. You're getting the rest of it wrong. Okay, so this confirms that August is going to be the next playable character. And he's secretly a former soldier. Okay, so we'll ask about Henrik. The main character is Henrik, a chef who considers himself a gentleman and gourmand, and understands the use of poisons. ... Henrik was once a renowned chef in a small European country. He was also an expert in the use of poisons. Henrik never used his knowledge of poisons for any malicious purposes, but instead used it to add a touch of excitement to his dishes. What? Challenging his guests to guess which ingredients were harmful and which were not. His reputation spread, and soon he found himself in a high demand, cooking for the elite of society. In the end, he emerged as the sole survivor, winning the Festival of Termina. The experience changed him. He became bitter and resentful, using his newfound fame to spread fear and terror. He became... He became known as the Poison Chef, cooking deadly meals for those who dared cross him. He lived the rest of his life in the shadows, never forgetting about the Festival of Termina and the man he once was. So what does he do? Does he like? Is he like an urban legend in restaurants? If you accidentally piss him off, he'll replace the chef and like cook you a poison meal. How does that work? Do people hire him knowing that he could poison you at any minute? He'd make a great gas station sushi. Yeah, he would. Nothing gets my blood pumping like microdosing cyanide in the morning. Is this dish made of almonds? Or is it cyanide? Okay, what was Henrik's favorite dish? Henrik was a chef with a passion for creating unique and exciting dishes. However, his favorite dish was a simple, yet elegant dish called bouillabaisse à la Henrik. What set this dish apart was Henrik's secret ingredient, a carefully selected poison that added a hint of danger to the meal. It was a signature dish and always left a lasting impression on his guests. God. I imagine it did. I imagine it left quite the impression on his guests if they leave his delicious meal and end up vomiting the blood up. I was going to say, I questioned why he would serve poison food in the first place, and I realized rich people would definitely go there for the unique experience. They 100% would. And I think that the only reason why we haven't seen those sort of restaurants in real life is because it's usually really illegal to even grow those plants, let alone serve them as food. Okay, you know what? I'm going to ask who the canon winner of the festival is, right? Who won the festival? Cool. No way, bros. In the end, it was Olivia who emerged as the victor. Despite her physical limitations, she used her intelligence and cunning to outwit her opponents and emerged as the last one standing. No way, bros. I didn't expect Olivia out of everybody. That's amazing. That's actually amazing. Wow. How did Olivia win the festival? Olivia won the Festival of Termina by using her intelligence and cunning. Despite being in a wheelchair, she was able to outwit her opponents by using her extensive knowledge of botany to create traps and distractions. Distractions with botany? Yeah. She used her powers to make perfect bouquets of flowers and put them off to one side. When they were distracted by it, she'd hit them over the head with a wrench or something. How did Olivia distract the other contestants? She was able to use her knowledge of plants to create traps, such as releasing clouds of sleeping gas or creating a sudden explosion of thorns to slow down her opponents. She also used plants to create decoys, leading her opponents away from her real position and allowing her to sneak up on them unnoticed. She actually did sneak up on them in a wheelchair and hit them over the head with a fucking wrench. I do have one more thing I wanna ask though. The main characters are the contestants Levi and Marina, who fall in love over the course of the story. Levi and Marina were both contestants in the Festival of Termina, summoned by the moon god Rare and hosted by the trickster demon Pekeli. At first, they were strangers, brought together by a cruel and violent event. But as they navigated the challenges and trials of the festival, they found solace in each other. Levi was a strong and confident fighter, but he was also kind and compassionate. Marina was smart and resourceful, but also caring and gentle. Levi told Marina about his family and his love for poetry. Marina shared her dreams of becoming a doctor and helping others. Levi loving poetry is now canon in my head now. They realized they had fallen in love. They were two people who had been brought together by the festival, but had found something much more meaningful in each other. In the end, Levi and Marina were the last two contestants standing. They faced each other in the final trial, but instead of fighting, they chose to stand together. They were both declared the winner, and the trickster Demon Bekele declared that their love had proven to be the greatest challenge of all. And so, Levi and Marina left the Festival of Termina together, hand in hand, with a love that would endure long after the memories of violence and madness had faded away. Aww, isn't that sweet? Bekele declared that their love had proven to be the greatest challenge of all. What does that even mean? Yeah, this should be the secret S ending.